Next up, we've got Shh, an IU song featuring HYEIN, Jo-won's son, and a special narration from Patti Kim. I think I got that right. Okay. Oh, we got a little story already. Okay. Okay, hold on a second. I was not ready to be already interpreting things. Director eyes. You ready? I'm ready. Here we go. Pay attention. Huh.
It's not about F, not about L. We got something else. 뒷짐을 진 채 따라갈래. 그녀의 긴 발자국. 서로를 이어. Special we are. 그 존재감에 이 발다문에 영원히 날 앞서는 그 이름은 아마 첫사랑이지. 또한 내 전 세상 뚫어져라 뭔가 바라보는 시선 역시 같은 눈동자를 가진 그녀를 닮아서일까. 즐거운 악몽이지.
What the? What?
우리는 실수에 올라도 흐랑들이라 또 정리가 안 되는 일이지. 유쾌하지 않은 꿈에서까지를 보며 왜 웃고 있을까. It's not about love, not about love. We got something else. 굵고 까맣게 떠나갈래. 여기 담은 힘쓰 서로를 이어. Special we are. 잠시 시하게 하긴 비범하게 한 조각씩 내어준 그 이름은 옷자락 날리던 등장에 대하여 그보다 꼿꼿하던 퇴장을 향하여 빛에 맞서던 순간도 빛을 등지던 순간도 내 자신답던 그녀를 위하여 멈춘 적 없는 오랜 혼잣말처럼 나의 시간 어딘가 영원히 굴리지 않는 암호 같은 It's all about us, all about you. We got something else. 난 마주할래. 오랜 감정에 이름을 붙일 자유. 서로를 위해 Special we are. 끝날치가 될 때까지 내 안에 빨갛게 숨타오르 그 이름은
여기 낡은 이야기 하나 있죠. 모두가 다 아는 그러나 또 모르는 그 이름은
a second. I knew it. I knew this Mobius meant something. It shows up for like 4 frames, 5 frames here. And it's the name of the restaurant across the street. Oh, okay. Huh. We've gone back in time. Damn. This is about to get interesting. So the clue that we get prominently several times, and some not so prominently, is, where is it? The Mobius strip. Right here. It says, I think under Mobius strip, it says Song of a Mother. Well, honestly, hold on. No, I can't zoom. Okay. I tried. Song of a Mother, I think. And then it says subconsciousness. Right here. Okay. I know you can't read that, so I'm reading it to you. Mobius strip. In mathematics, a Mobius strip is a surface that can be formed by attaching the ends of a strip of paper together with a half twist as a mathematical object. Now, here's where it comes into play, I think. Within it, one cannot consistently distinguish clockwise from counterclockwise. So it becomes an infinite loop, essentially. So that would lead us down the path of this being time-related, a loop that's repeating. But if that's the framework that we're working off of, where does the rest of it come into play? The very beginning, the license plate saying 1938 makes me think like, okay, they're playing on the times already, the eras. And we have to look around this room for clues on time-wise and generationally, like the curtains, the fabric on the chairs, the type of floor that's there. Look at the radiator under the window, right? She was on the street. A single memory about her. She hid her mother away. Okay, this might be an unpopular opinion. And I'm not saying that this is like IU's real story. I'm saying that my gut tells me based on these pieces that have been presented, this is my first gut reaction to the pieces of the story that I have, okay? If we're talking about a loop, an infinite loop, Okay. If we're talking about different times, eras, generations, and we're talking about her hiding her mother away, her name was Shh. I hid her here, right? She was on the street. And then this scene coming up right here. Okay, there's part of it. Look at how she's dressed. The makeup, the jewelry,
It's not about
the facial expression.
F, not about L. We got something else. 뒷짐을 진 채 따라갈래. 그녀의 긴 발자국. 서로를 이어. Special we are. 그 존재가
My first thought is that this one right here, I'm assuming is maybe the mom or one of the sisters, because I think there's a little sister piece here, maybe, is a working girl. Thoughts? Because if they're, yeah, it almost like there's a shame to it, right? And then her name is implying like we don't talk about her, as if she's not human, right? We don't bring it up. We keep her hidden away, right? And even this scene, if I'm right in that theory, and let's say this is the daughter in the driver's seat, the mom in the passenger seat. This first little bit, why are you staring, right? That's like a feel of judgment to me. Won't even look at her at all. And she forced her to, like, hey, look at me. I'm a human being. Her name is Now, this scene with her looking at these family photos, like, I don't know if the, and again, I don't know if this is mom or their friends or, let's see. I don't know if she's real or if it's symbolism of a mom that's passed and this is how she's processing and dealing. Because in this next scene where she's looking at the family photos, that makes me wonder, is this like time gone by, you know? See, now that would lead me to believe maybe not even necessarily that she's moved on, but that it's not two sisters that are talking about their mom. It's the mother and the daughter. Yeah. And this line here and these lyrics that kind of reference the loop, if you will, the generational aspect of how our parents pass things down to us, right? The generational just passing on of DNA and traits and habits and patterns and all kinds of things that we can talk about. Her just saying like, my eyes are just like hers. So I would have to think that interpersonally, there's this kind of conflict involved that makes her wonder, what about my mom is going to be passed down to me? Are there things that she did or became or struggled with that will inevitably become part of my journey and I don't know it yet? That's, to me, a very deep interpretation of what she's saying with my eyes are just like hers. That implies a lot of question. Now, this, first of all, this walk across the floor to me very subtly confirms my theory about the working girl. Okay. That could be confirmation bias, but I mean, really, when is that not the case? Okay. But here's one thing I think is interesting. This scene here where they've got the trap door and we see the cloth right here. They make it look like mom is under the floor, right? Like we stuffed her down there, which is what I should be doing with a lot of you bozos when you act up. I should build a floor door. Anyway, this to me symbolizes not that mom is stuffed in the floor, but how many times have we kept keepsakes of someone that has moved on? We have like a box of their stuff, a box of their photos, or like this was my dad's favorite watch, you know, things like that. They have a lot of sentimental value and we keep them. But then depending on the context of the person and or our relationship with that person, we keep it stuffed away and we never touch it, right? To me, that's kind of what this might represent. And see, this feels like the energy of the mom, right? Mom's spirit, or however you want to put it, essentially saying, don't lock me up and never think of me again. Open up what you think you have of me and re-examine it. It's a little bit of a stretch, I'm not going to lie. But that's kind of where my head's at. And that right there, that little reach of the hair is almost telling of there wasn't much of a relationship. There wasn't a relationship between the mom and the daughter. There was some kind of barrier between them, whatever that was, whether it was the job or if it was just, you know, she was afraid to be close for whatever reason. And that right there, out of the trunk of the car, tells me she's always there. So she's not just locked up at home, metaphorically. She is everywhere. Everywhere I go, I think about her. I see her over here. I see her over there. It is this endless loop that I will never get out of my head. From the moment she faced the light to the moment she turned away from it. Here's to those women who remain an enigma. Are we getting the vibe that she lost her mom when she was young? That's kind of what these scenes tell me.
나의 시간 어딘가 영원히 굴리지 않는 암호 같은 It's all about you. We got something else. 난 마주할래.
I'm going to face it. See, that feels like a sledgehammer. When we take that and incorporate it with the her name is shh, right? We're not facing these things. The freedom to name.
오랜 감정에 이름을 붙인
This old emotion.
서로를 위한 special we are. 끝내체가 될 때까지 내 안에 빨갛게 숨타오르는 이름은
Wow.
여기 낡은 이야기 하나 있죠. 모두가 다 아는
Oh, that's interesting. My story is known by everyone and no one at the same time. So it's going to be some type of commonality that humans experience. Yeah, okay. So she's a victim in some way. She's a survivor of something in some way, but the daughter doesn't know the details yet, or nobody in mom's life knew the details.
그러나 또 모르는 그 이름은
Wow. A Mobius strip. Song of Mother Subconsciousness. See, I wonder if this last scene is part of mom's story. That would make sense. IU didn't live with her mom as a child. I wonder if this is part of mom's story. Wow. So, if I can kind of wrap up all of this, regardless of whether or not my theory on the working girl thing is right, like who knows, but the notion that these traits, some traits, are passed down through generations, there's a questioning of the daughter of, what am I going to receive? What is going to affect me? And then also this massively important piece of, she does not talk about her mother. Her mother stays locked away because she is not ready to face the things that analyzing that will bring. And I think towards the end, we start to see that moment of, I have to face this. I have to address it. Wow, that was way deeper than I expected to go. Wow. Hmm. Yeah, I'm sure there's a ton of details that we're not getting. Now, I will point out though, there's a lot of nuances that lead me down the working girl theory, and some of them are these shots here where they show the heels, right? It is snowing outside. She's got this furry, fuzzy coat on, the makeup, the earrings, and then high heels. She is on the street in high heels. Like, there's other answers for that, but very specifically, as a cinematographer, I'm choosing to show you this right here for a reason. It means something. That's why I say that. Now, whether or not that's right, it doesn't really matter. But the dynamic between the mother and the daughter and this struggle, I think, is really, really fascinating. All these little symbols of the piece it's not really locked away. You think it is, but it's not. It's always there. Whether it's here at home or it's hanging out the trunk of the car, it is always there. And it will continue to be there until you face it. So just like she says in the lyrics, you won't really experience that freedom until you face it. Now, do you notice how the daughter is the one that reaches out and makes that effort? I think that's significant.
여기 낡은 이야기 하나 있죠. 모두가 다 아는 그러나 또 모르는 그 이름은
Wow. That was fantastic. That was fan-friggin-tastic.